Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Wreaths and Things, and today I'm going to be making this Christmas grapevine wreath for a very dear friend of mine. Today I'm going to show you my entire process, my thought process, as you guys requested on how I make my wreaths. And what I'm using today is an 18-inch grapevine wreath. And I will tell you something, I found this at Walmart for $6.97. Now that's Canadian funds, so it's about $7.50 after taxes here, which is a great price for a grapevine wreath. Then I found these juniper and berry picks at Michael's. They were $9.99 each, but they were on sale. I think it was 45 or 50% off. So I didn't know how many I needed, so I bought 4 of them. And then I discovered these beauties at the Dollarama. They were $1.50 per stem. Look how long and look how beautiful this color is. I thought this would be perfect for this wreath. So I got 3 of those. And at Michael's, I got a couple of ribbons. So there's a black and red checkered. And there's kind of a burlap with a white snowflake. And I also have these little red bulbs lying around. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not, so we'll see how it goes. Now, why don't we get started and I'll see you on the other side. This is completely optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I usually go around and I just trim out my grapevine wreath a little bit with the loose, and if it's too curly-Q, I grab the leaves and I take those out if I can as well. Just kind of tidy it up a little bit, and once I've tidied it up, then I just move on to the best part, which is putting it all together. I have my grapevine wreath, I have my floral picks here, and here is the beginning of my process. So I'm just sitting down right now kind of thinking, I do want these to kind of come out and extend out, but I do want a large portion of the grapevine wreath on the left-hand side there to kind of be visible. I do love the look of that grapevine wreath. And I just arranged the floral picks, kind of mess it around a little bit, move it around, move this, move that. I don't glue anything down, I don't tie anything down. I just kind of see how it goes, and I stand up every once in a while. And then I'm kind of thinking, what if I take these berries off and just put them in at the bottom here? And that works out perfectly. So now I have a little bit of a plan. I know how I'm going to attack this. I shouldn't say attack. I know how I'm going to create this. And I just get started with these juniper berry picks. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to feed them through the little twigs there in the grapevine wreath. And that's why I love these grapevine wreaths. You can just put your pick in there. And for this wreath, I wanted to make sure everything was secure. So you'll see me adding a lot of hot glue once I get that pick in there. Usually what I do is either I just leave them without gluing them, or I put a little floral wire in there, and then I change it up every season. And I did a video a little while back showing you how I do that. I can actually link that in the top right-hand corner if you're curious to see. But for this particular wreath, this is going to a very, very dear friend of mine. So I wanted to make sure everything is secure, everything is, in its place, and it's not going to move anywhere. And for these longer stems, I'm going to bend them to the curve, to match the curve of the grapevine wreath. And then again, I'm just going to slide it in there. Once I'm happy with my placement, I fiddle around with it a little bit. Yes, I do like that, so I'm going to grab some of that hot glue, and I'm just going to add it on there and just get it nice and secure. And I'm going to hold that in place for a little bit because I want it to lay flat and let it all dry and then move on. So I don't know if you noticed, I moved from the bottom portion to the top portion to the bottom portion to the top portion. It's not the be-all and end-all. That is not, the only way you can do it. You can work on one side and then work on the other side at the same time if you want, or you can do it, separately. It's just, this is how my thought process is. Like I said earlier, a lot of people have requested me showing how I do and how I put my wreaths together. Here's a little snippet of me putting a little bit of floral wire on there. It's a great example of how I put floral wire every now and then, just to make sure it stays in place until that hot glue dries. And of course, floral wire is so easy to work with and it's secure. So again, just going back, people were curious, people were requesting my whole process on how I create my wreaths. And really, this is it. I just kind of, most of the time I will say I am sitting down, but I will say standing up gives you a different vantage point. So if you're creating a wreath and you're stuck or you just don't know what to do next or where to put something, stand up. Or another hint, turn the wreath upside down so you get a totally different perspective on it. That always helps me out. Or even better, if you have a hook, hang it on, a closet door or an interior door. Kind of step back 10 feet from it, take a look. Is it missing something? Do I need to change something? Usually if I'm stuck or I have creator's block or anything like that, I'll step away, come back, hang it, turn it upside down, do whatever, just to get a different vantage point. And again, here, once my picks are all down, I'm going to wrap a large piece of that floral wire around such that everything is safe and secured. And now for those little berries, I shouldn't say little berries, they're medium-sized berries off of the large twig. I'm actually going to zoom out in a second for you so you can see it a little bit clearer. There we go. And now I'm just going to stick my berries on. Same process again. I'm going to check to see where I'm going to put my bow and if everything's looking good. And if I'm happy with it, really, that's the main thing. And I hope Renate is happy with this as well. If you're watching, Renate, hello, love you. So here we go, just adding those berries on there. Again, I don't really have a plan. I don't say, okay, this has to go here, this has to go there. I just kind of wing it and I go with it. Just really seeing how I like it. It's all about personal preference, and it could be your personal preference as well. It does not matter in the least. But I'm just going to finish up with these berries, get those glued on, and then we're going to work on my favorite part, which is the bow. Don't you just love it when you run out of that glue right in the middle of a project? That's why I always have a little box of glue sticks right by my craft table. And here I am with these extra leaves. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to throw these in here. Let's see how that looks. Throw some glue down, and I stick that in there. I'm quite happy with that one. So I thought, let's keep going with it. I grab another one, put some glue down, stick it in. No, don't like it there, don't like it there, don't like it there. So now the glue's all gone, so I have to reapply glue. Don't like it there. So finally I'm just like, nope, that's it. It's coming out. I don't like it. It's not working. And of course, that is the beauty of this whole process. You can take it out if you don't like it and rework it. But now I have all my picks in and I'm very happy. It's time to move on to my ribbon. Both of these ribbon came from Michael's. I have this red and black checkered ribbon, and I love the pattern on this. It is a 2.5-inch wired ribbon. It's 25 feet long. You can crinkle it there. You'll see the wire. So I love this ribbon. And then I also have this almost burlap type ribbon with white snowflakes. Again, that's 2.5-inch wired ribbon. It's on a 25-foot spool, which is nice. It does have one good side and one faded side. So we'll have to remember that when we're making our bow. Since the red and black checker doesn't have a good side and a bad side, I'm going to start off with a medium-sized loop. And now this loop is going to be the smallest loop. These two loops that we're creating right here, smallest loops in your bow. So you'll see here I'm kind of creating a little figure 8 with my loops, and that's going to start things off. And then what I do to measure my bows is I use my finger. I line it up with the edge of the first loop, and then I just pull over the ribbon, lay it flat, and then I do the exact same thing on the other side, And then I just continue that same process of using my finger to measure the next loop. Now, this is going to be kind of a double bow. So the last couple of loops that I do on this red and black checkered one is the same size. So I'm finding my center, making sure I have excess to have that grasp inside the pipe cleaner. I'm going to squish that center. I'm going to find it, squish it in the center, and then I'm going to place it in between my two fingers, grab that pipe cleaner, fold it in half just to make sure I have my center, and then I'm just going to give it a couple of really good twists, make sure it doesn't unravel. I'm not going to fluff this part up yet because I'm going to use it as a guide for the length of ribbon I'm going to use. Now for this ribbon I have a good side and a faded side, and the good side is going to face down, and my first loop is going to be approximately the same size of the last loop of that red and black checkered bow that we just created. And then I'm going to start doing my finger process where I'm measuring it. Once I get an idea of the size, what we do for the one-sided ribbons, or the one good-sided ribbons I guess you would call it, is you find the center, squish it, bring it together, twist, I hold it down, and then I lay it flat, and that'll bring your good side facing down, which we want. And of course now with my left hand I'm showing you how I measure, and of course right now I want 3 hands to help me. Again, doing that squish in the center and giving it a little twist, holding it in place, making sure that good side comes down, and I'm just going to flatten everything out once again, do my little measuring trick with my finger, and bring that ribbon over, finding that center once more, squishing the center, twisting it, and that good side faces down once again. Now I'm just going to continue that process until I'm happy with how many loops I have. And then once I'm finished all that, we'll put everything together. So here we go. I'm leaving a little excess, so when I squish it together, that excess is caught with the pipe cleaner. Now what I'm going to do, we have the good side facing down, so make sure our good side is facing down as well with the second ribbon. I'm just going to place that right behind that red and black checkered loop bow that we have created. Going to give it a couple of really good twists, put that off to the side, and I want to create 2 really long tails for this in both the ribbons. I didn't measure how long this tail was. I would probably say it's maybe 16, 18 inches, somewhere around there, maybe even a little bit longer. I just kind of eyed it and chopped it off. And to finish our ribbon ends at the tails, I'm going to fold it in half, cut on an angle, and that's going to create a wonderful little dovetail. I love dovetails. I put dovetails on all my ribbons. I'm going to have to find a different way to cut the ends of ribbons or to finish them off. But there you go. You have the beautiful finishes with those dovetails. I'm going to work on the second ribbon doing the exact same thing. And once I get that all cut up, I'm just going to lay them both good side facing down, and then you just squish the center. You can fold it in half to find the center. I usually bend them a little bit to put them into place, and then we're going to attach it to the back of our little bundle that we just created. And for this one, I'm going to throw a whole bunch of hot glue on that pipe cleaner just to make sure, give me that added security of keeping everything together. And then I'm going to grab a length of the floral wire, wrap it around the center, and that's going to create a little loop as well for us to tie around our grapevine wreath as I show here. Here is our grapevine wreath. I'm just figuring out where I'm going to place the bow, and really it's going to go in the middle of that opening there. And it's really simple. I just place it, loop the 2 wires around back, give it a nice twist, and then I'm going to cut off the excess. And you can see with the other wire, I did the exact same thing. I'm going to put a little hot glue on the end there, just so the wire doesn't scratch up my friend's door. I don't want that to happen to her. And now that our bow is attached, here we go, the fun part of unraveling everything and unlooping everything. And you just kind of play around with it, sticking your fingers in, pulling those loops out, getting them all nice and fluffy. I will say this, I could fluff up a ribbon for days. There's a certain point in my head where I say to myself, oh my gosh, Dave, stop fluffing the bows. I just love doing it for some reason. It's therapeutic for me. I love how it all turns out. And I just keep going and going and going. Here, it wasn't too bad because I knew I had to travel with this for a little bit. And it would flatten it out and I would have to fluff it up when I get to my friend's house. But there you go. That red and black checkered ribbon with the burlap snowflakes ribbon. I just love those berries, the juniper, the grapevine wreath. I just love how this turned out. And I really hope you did as well. And like I said, leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts too on this Christmas grapevine wreath. Thank you so much for watching today. I had such a great time. Hello, Renate, one more time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye for now.